If you're anything like me, you know Little House on the Prairie isn't just a TV series. It's a living, breathing piece of nostalgia, full of warmth, grit, and timeless storytelling. So tonight, imagine we've set up a chair by the campfire. I've got an old quilt draped over its back. The fire crackles against the still air of dusk, and the smell of pine smoke drifts through the breeze. We're here not just to watch the show, but to revisit its magic with both the souls who brought it to life then and who they become now. Let's begin with Karen Grassel, born February 25, 1942, in Berkeley, California. By the time Little House on the Prairie premiered in 1974, she was 32, perfectly embodying the steadfast and loving Caroline Ingalls. Today, at 81, she remains a treasured figure in the show's legacy, embodying the warmth Ma brought to Walnut Grove. Seated nearby, keep an eye out for the ever-resourceful Michael Landon, born Eugene Maurice Orwitz on October 31, 1936, in Queens, New York. At 38, he became the heart of the family as Charles Ingalls, adding his talents not only in front of the camera, but also as writer, director, and producer. His brilliance shaped the tone and depth of the series. Sadly, in 1991 at age 54, he passed away after battling cancer, but his legacy continues to illuminate our screens. Now, picture two little giggles in the background. Lindsay and Sidney Greenbush, born May 25, 1970, in Los Angeles, California. These identical twin sisters shared the role of Carrie Ingalls when they were just 4 years old in 1974. At 52 now, they're largely out of the public eye, but their childhood charm lives on in every flashback scene. Moving by the log stack, we see Melissa Sue Anderson, born September 26, 1962, also in Berkeley. She stepped into trainer's shoes at 12 and played Mary Ingalls, the thoughtful, sensitive sister whose storylines range from school days to serious illness. Anderson is now 60, continuing to reflect on her time in Walnut Grove with fondness. Next to her, Melissa Gilbert, born May 8, 1964 in Los Angeles, became Laura Ingalls, the spirited, adventurous trailblazer of the family. Though she was only 10 when the series began, she carried the role's emotional weight with remarkable depth, forging bonds on screen that felt like family. Today at 61, she remains a creative force, writing memoirs, co-founding the Modern Prairie lifestyle brand, and keeping the spirit of Laura alive. Standing by the fire with a serious gaze is Allison Arngrim, born January 18, 1962, in New York City. As Nellie Olson, she played the lovable drama queen who everyone loved to hate. Arngrim brought impeccable comedic timing and a mischievous edge to every scene at age 12. At 63 now, her off-screen journey has been purposeful and impactful. She's turned her storytelling into activism and written a memoir showcasing her resilience and wit. Let's walk over to the bench where Dean Butler sits thoughtfully. Born May 20th, 1956 in Prince George, British Columbia, he joined the series later as Almanzo Wilder, becoming Laura's love interest when he was about 23. Although his on-screen pairing with 15-year-old Laura sparked some controversy even then, and certainly couldn't be cast the same way today, Butler and Gilbert remain on good terms decades later. Casting light on this campfire scene, let's recall Victor French, born December 4th, 1934, in Santa Barbara, California. At 40, he played Mr. Edwards, the strong-willed but sensitive friend of the Ingalls family. His departure from this world at 54 in 1989 was a solemn moment for the show and its fans alike. Likewise, Catherine McGregor, born January 12, 1925 in Glendale, California, embodied the sharp tongue and firm heart of Harriet Olsen. She was 49 when the series began, and her portrayal is still riveting. She passed away in 2018 at the age of 93. By the fire's edge, Richard Bull, born June 26, 1924 in Zion, Illinois, played the kindly Nels Olson, the mayor and longtime friend of the Ingalls family. When he began, he was 50 years old. His gentle departure came in 2014 at the age of 89. There's something woven through Little House on the Prairie that transcends character and decade. It's the authenticity. Karen Grassel's strong-willed Ma, Michael Landon's steady Pa, the wise struggles of Mary, the wild spirit of Laura, all of them mirrored real hopes, heartbreaks, and resilience. Their stories were told with compassion, honesty, and a touch of frontier grit that still resonates today. The child actors, including Melissa Gilbert, Melissa Sue Anderson, and Allison Arngrim, were surprisingly adept at carrying immense emotional weight, even under heat and heavy costumes, as one backstage memory notes. Charlotte Stewart, who joined the cast as schoolteacher Miss Beadle, later praised particularly young Melissa Gilbert for her method acting authenticity at just 9 years old. Even more telling is how the show handled sensitive storylines, like Laura's first kiss with Almanzo, reflecting a careful, thoughtful vision behind the scenes. Dean Butler has said that such casting choices could simply never happen today, due to an 8-year difference, but in that era, it was handled with tenderness and intention. So many of the cast members we just named remain alive and engaged with the world. But a few aren't with us anymore. Michael Landon died in 1991. Victor French died in 1989. Catherine McGregor died in 2018. And Richard Bull died in 2014. As the fire dims, I find myself thinking how profound that a family formed on a fictional prairie still feels deeply personal. Landon's dream, that people will be watching this program long after we're all gone, has come true, glowing brightly each time the show airs or we gather to remember. The embers crackle. The night sky stretches above. Little House on the Prairie lives on not just in the pantheon of television history, but in our stories. It reminds us that family values, earnest storytelling, and heartfelt performances endure. The original actors who brought Walnut Grove to life are now chapters in our own personal histories. Some living, some departed, but all indelibly present. So if Laura's courage, Mary's grace, Ma's strength, Pa's wisdom, or even Nellie's lively spark still stirs something in you, that's the prairie magic alive in your heart. Pull your blanket tighter. The night is still and the stories remain. Among all these beloved characters, whether they lighten your childhood with hope or challenge you with depth, who is your favorite and why? And how do you feel knowing that Little House on the Prairie still connects us year after year across generations? Imagine walking down the dusty main street. The mercantile to your right, the schoolhouse ahead, the church bell just catching the morning light. You can almost hear Caroline's soft voice calling the children in for supper, or Seepaw fixing the barn roof while humming a tune. These small moments were the heartbeat of the show, and they continue to echo in our minds because they felt so real. The actors didn't just play their characters. They inhabited them with sincerity, making the boundaries between fiction and life blur in the best possible way. Even today, their faces, whether young and bright-eyed or whether with wisdom, carry that familiar energy we fell in love with. We remember them not simply as entertainers, but as companions who walked alongside us through joy, hardship, and the quiet triumphs of everyday life. And perhaps that's why the series still draws new fans nearly 50 years later. It isn't just about the 1800s frontier. It's about us, our families, our struggles, and our hopes. Like the glow of a campfire that lingers long after the flames have gone out, Little House on the Prairie will keep warming hearts for generations to come.